A new investigation from CBS News and KFF, an independent organization that reports on national health issues. And here's one. Hospitals all across the country built in flood zones finding themselves in big trouble as a result. Increasingly extreme weather is putting them in danger of damage and in some cases in danger of destruction. Our national climate correspondent David Schechter went to Erwin, Tennessee, where one hospital was destroyed in the flooding during Hurricane Helene.
Where were the ambulances?
The ambulances were to the left right here at the ER entrance.
A year ago, Unicoi County Hospital was hit with the flood so bad, the community's ambulances were nearly swallowed by water. Emergency manager Jimmy Irwin was on the scene, worried the entire hospital would be swept away.
So the clock was ticking because you thought the building was going to go?
Yeah.
And everybody's on the roof?
Everybody's on the roof.
It took 4 helicopters to airlift everyone to safety. But what's come into focus since is where Unicoi Hospital was built, in a floodplain. And an investigation by our partners at KFF Health News, who analyzed proprietary flooding data from the company Fathom, identified at least 170 other U.S. hospitals facing the greatest risk of potentially dangerous flooding. Each of those hospitals could be shut down by a 100-year flood, the kind of extreme weather that has become more common due to climate change.
I suppose they're all thinking this is never going to happen to them, too.
Hopefully, seeing what happened in Tennessee and what's happened in other areas, maybe it'll make someone start thinking.
This investigation also found that much of the identified hospital flood risk, some seen here in animations from around the country, does not show up on FEMA's official flood maps, in part because those maps are outdated and do not account for climate change.
Huge change in the hydrology.
Andrew Joyner is Tennessee state climatologist who works with emergency managers to mitigate the impact of climate disasters.
So how do you plan for that?
It's difficult. I mean, I think right now, the planning is hoping that something doesn't happen.
And when it comes to planning for the worst impacts of climate change on America's hospitals, Jimmy Irwin has learned that hope may not be the best strategy.
People go to the hospitals for help, not to be caught in a situation where no one can help them.
And David joins us now from Dallas. David, what can communities do?
Tony, it's a complicated issue. Obviously, you just heard Ruth Bader Ginsburg Hospital, for example, though in Coney Island, they spent like $1 billion after Hurricane Sandy to harden against flooding, and they're considered now to be safe from future floods. But that was very expensive. This little community that we just talked about in Erwin, Tennessee, there's really no land to move to another location. They're in this valley, a mountain valley. All the land is pretty much used up. They don't really have anywhere left to go. So using better data, using data that's not government data, as we heard, FEMA is sort of behind on the way it hands out risks to the public, may help plan for the future, but also then that data also costs money too. So it's a complicated long-term problem, and climate change is making it worse.
All right, David, thank you very much. Appreciate it.